Bonjour. My name is Cassandra Hope Schick. I am currently working as an elementary focused special education teacher in Virginia, Minnesota. It's my first year out here at this new school, so it's been a learning curve. I go by the pronouns of she and her. I'm part of the LGBTQ plus community, or as my friend and neighbor likes to call it, the alphabet mafia, and I'll just roll with it. So looking at my name, it has several different roots. Cassandra is a traditional Greek name. Mine's not necessarily spelled the traditional Greek way, but it is a traditional Greek name that means either ruler of all men or prophecy of doom. And the prophecy of doom part comes from the Greek myth about Cassandra, who was, cursed because she was so beautiful and Aphrodite hated her, all that jazz, because jealousy is a thing in Greek mythology. And she was cursed to the point where nobody believed her, and was a prophet and was, trying to tell her city that there are cyclopses coming, there's monsters coming to destroy town, and nobody wanted to listen to her and told her that she was a liar and a fraud. And she watched helplessly from a hilltop while her, city was destroyed because they didn't want to listen to her because of her curse. So it also, has to do with the fact that I'm part Greek. So that comes into play. My mom tells me she met this girl who was a few years older than her in high school as an upperclassman, who was also named Cassandra, who was super confident and beautiful and, just kind. And she always thought that was me looking, now looking forward. She's like, no, that's one of the reasons I named you that too, because I love the name. And I met a nice Cassandra and thought that'd be great. Looking at my middle name, I know we didn't have to talk about it, but I'll just share quick. My middle name, Hope, comes from Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4-8. That love is patient, love is kind. Verse that is like at every wedding ever, especially Catholic weddings. And it was my parents' wedding scripture. And there's that part that talks about how love hopes all things, right? So that's where that came from. I joke that my mother cursed me when she gave me that name because I am hopeful. I give way too many chances, not so much now, but I gave way too many chances to people in my youth, and it tends to bite you after a while. So and then my last name's German. I'm also part German. And I get a couple different questions about what does it mean? I'm like, well, it means like chic. It's actually, you pronounce it like, das ist so schick. Das ist so chic. Like, that's so fashionable. That's so great. And I have like two questions I'm often asked is, one, am I related to Ted Schick, the motivational speaker? Nope. Have I seen him? Yep. And then any relation to Schick Razor Company? Also, nope. That'd be nice though, wouldn't it? So, moving on to like my fun career-based stuff. I've been teaching since 2016. Been in Superior School District, Duluth School District as an EBD teacher for 2 years. I was at the Fond du Lac Ojibwe School the last 5 years. 3 of those spent as a special educator. 2 of them spent as a 3rd grade teacher. And then I changed now to the Northland Learning Center in Virginia after some stuff happened at Fond du Lac. And shortly after COVID, I did start my master's because originally when I was going to be leaving the contracted company I was hired through for special ed and be hired on directly by Fond du Lac, I thought I was going to be taking over as the interim SPED coordinator until I finished my master's, and then I would have been the SPED coordinator. And, was training up on that, getting ready for that. And then the posting never got posted. I applied for 3rd grade instead. So, so when that happened, I ended up putting my master's on hold because 3rd grade is a totally different monster than just special ed. So, kind of switched gears and went back to, what I originally wanted to do, which was just gen ed at the moment. And then after last year, my last year at Fond du Lac, I was kind of in survival mode just because of a certain administrator made life very difficult. I was getting kind of bullied. There's a certain clique of staff, we all know it, and they're the dramatic ones who stir the pot and cause trouble. And I mean, some of the student behaviors just got to be a whole lot. And so I decided to take a step back. Who knows, maybe I'll journey back, because it was really my home. It was great. But after all that stuff, I became passionate and wanted to finish my master's and become an educational leader, so I can be not only an advocate for myself and better suited for that, but also be an advocate for other teachers, other staff, help staff grow and learn and move their careers forward like I have. Along with being an advocate for students, because as an educational leader, you're more apt to be able to do that. And I know I can apply like that attitude towards constantly wanting to learn. I tell my students I am a lifelong learner. And so that's why, I mean, I feel it's highly important to understand the culture and community you're in. I was fortunate enough, I am very little, but I'm part Ojibwe, so it was kind of cool to get that part of my heritage down. I speak a little Ojibwe because of working at the school. I use it every day in my classroom. Tell the kids, we sin in at lunch, eat your food. Tell miigwech, because it's important for them to understand it and know it. It's a huge defining thing around our area, even if people want us to keep turning a blind eye. So, and I feel like more now than ever in history and how directions are turning, that we really do need to embrace this idea of community and learning differences about each other and not being so hateful. I mean, I have very closed-minded, we'll put it that way, family members who tried to convince me that Black Lives Matter was not a thing, and I had to tell them I was a direct person affected by that when I was walking down the street holding my friend's hand, who happens to be a beautiful African-American gentleman, and we were just walking holding hands, and people started to harass us because they thought he was going to do stuff to me, and I had to tell them to back off. So, I mean, understanding the different cultures and understanding different ways of life, not yucking on people's yum, are all big, and I try to press that. So, yeah. But that's me in a nutshell. Again, I'm Cassandra. I go by Cassie, and I'm looking forward to learning and growing with you guys as educational leaders and learners. So